clip of the day.
Okay, switching gears, John. Of course, it is 28 more days until the start of the Sochi Olympics, and we need to constantly remind everybody that that is coming up. And what better way to remind the American public, particularly if you are hosting this on your television network, such as NBC or any of the affiliated NBC channels, to remind people how horribly dangerous Russia is. And maybe the State Department could put out a little memo to remind us about how dangerous Russia is. And if you're planning on going to the Sochi Olympics, which start in 1 month from now, set your VCRs, everybody. Then that would be very handy to propagate that message.
Tonight, the U.S. State Department has issued an alert warning any Americans planning to travel to the Olympics in Russia. This is about the potential danger following terrorist threats, and the opening ceremony is exactly 4 weeks from tonight.
Don't you love that? Like, the opening ceremony, you always want to catch the opening ceremony.
And, of course, you're watching NBC.
Yes, of course you're watching NBC. It's 4 weeks from tonight.
Our chief foreign correspondent, Richard Engel, is live for us in Moscow tonight. Richard, what brought this about today?
Man, I can't believe he has the guts to stand in Moscow. I mean, he could get killed at any minute.
Good evening, Brian. We understand that there's no specific threat, but security is the overwhelming concern that Russia has in the lead up to these games. And Russia is imposing some very severe security restrictions, already banning all liquids on flights, not just large amounts of liquids, but any liquids of any kind. Also, about 40,000 police and soldiers are imposing a so-called ring of steel around the venues at Sochi.
The ring of steel.
The FSB, which is the new KGB.
Hold on a second. I'm not going to accept that. I mean, you can F Russia all you want, but when they go on the news and say the FSB is the new KGB, I'd say that's quite a stretch.
The venues at Sochi. The FSB, which is the new KGB, is responsible for security overall.
Don't you find that hilarious?
It's very funny.
The main concern, obviously, is terrorists, specifically someone coming from the North Caucasus. And over the new year, there were 2 bombings that put this country on alert. U.S. officials tell us they are not overwhelmingly concerned about the Olympic venues themselves, but concerned that something could happen at a train station or a transport hub, a softer target that could be attacked during the games.
Richard Engel in Moscow, as we said, the opening ceremony 4 weeks from tonight.
Thank you.
Richard,
just want to make sure we got the promo in there. Now, the best I've ever heard. Ron Wyden, is he a senator or congressman? Ron Wyden.
Senator, I believe.
Senator. Okay. He is brought in to promote the games. And, of course, you know, the way we promote this is by talking about how horrible Russia is. And he, what he was saying, maybe is he on the Olympic Committee? Oh, we have to check this for a second.
Not that I know of.
Well, let's see. Ron Wyden, IOC. We'll just try that Google and see what happens. Well, hold on a second. I think he is somehow. Just a quick scan of the Google shows that he has some connection.
He's one of the big critics. He's a critic of the Olympic Committee. There's an article from 1999 where he says it's corrupt.
Well, maybe they flipped him. Okay, so why do we not want to go to Russia? What are the most horrible things about Russia as we know it today? This is a question to you, John.
It's cold.
Yeah. Hold on. What's that?
There's a lot of hookers.
Hold on a second. I lost my mic there for a second. No. What's the real messaging? Terrorism is one.
Gonorrhea.
Terrorism is one. Come on, you know the answer to this. Don't make me force you to say it.
I don't know.
They hate gay people.
Oh, right, the gay thing.
Here now to talk about this, Democratic Senator from Oregon, Ron Wyden, who is also a member of the Senate Intelligence Committee. Senator, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Sit on the Intelligence Committee. Russian extremists have vowed to disrupt the games. Now, we understand, of course, the classified nature of a lot of the information but what can you tell us, if anything, about the threat and the State Department's warning today?
All right. So he's on the Intelligence Committee. And, of course, he can't tell us everything because of the classified nature. But he is going to tell us exactly what the problem is with the security in Russia.
Without getting into classified matters, I do believe that the threat of terrorism and the very, very hostile actions Russians have taken towards gay people is a reason for Americans to be cautious about traveling over there.
The very, very hostile attitude towards gay people. Very, very hostile, John.
So they're just going to beat up Americans?
Yeah, only if they're gay, apparently.
So just to break it down, if a loved one of yours,
gay or straight,
we're planning
loved
on
one?
Yeah, listen to this. This is great.
Traveling to Sochi, what kind of advice would you give him or her? Would you say avoid
Don't drop the soap.
crowded buildings, avoid crowds, always have an escape route?
Avoid gay people.
Don't go? What would you say?
I would say certainly follow the State Department travel advisories. I think they've consistently been on target, and as I've indicated, without talking about classified matters, the combination of the threat of terrorism...
Stop. Besides having a lisp, which is telling, go back it up a little bit and listen to Wyden. I didn't realize it before, but he sounds exactly like Steve Jobs.
Who has a very similar lisp. You're absolutely right. And now listen to what he says, too.
All the State Department travel advisories, I think they've consistently been on target.
And we really are so proud of the work we've done at the Apple stores. And whenever we get excited about something, we like to make a video. All right, here we go.
I think they've consistently been on target, and as I've indicated, without talking about classified matters, the combination of the threat of terrorism and these exceptionally hostile actions towards gay people is a reason for Americans to be cautious.
I can't believe this is coming out of an elected official's mouth.
This is the clip of the day. Play it.
Thank you. I was ready for it. Bam! Bam!
Clip of the day.
Mickey and I were betting on this being clip of the day. But there's more.
Do you think gay and lesbian Americans, LGBT Americans going to the games should be particularly on their guard?
If you're gay, don't go!
Certainly the fact that the Russians have indicated that gay people are second-class citizens and expose them to violence is certainly a cause for gay folks to be thinking carefully about going there.
All right, gay folks, listen up. This is a lie. A bold-faced lie from a liar with a lisp. I mean, how can he say this? And I mean, he must believe it.
Not necessarily.
If you are gay, there is no questionnaire. You can go into the Russian military. If you are gay and you want to adopt a child, there is no questionnaire, no nothing. This is a made-up lie. The United States, my God, 10 years ago, we had Don't Ask, Don't Tell. We had fellatio was still illegal in 15 states. We are more anti-gay than Russia. Yet this is now being televised. If you are going to the Olympic Games and you're gay, you leave the rainbow pants at home and don't drop the soap because Russia hates gays. You're second-class citizens. This to me is grounds for an international fracas, what Senator Ron Wyden is saying.
It's not going to happen. I don't know what Russia lost their edge.
What does that mean?
They can't propagandize properly anymore. They used to have all kinds of good, things that sucker people into believing, their way was the best way and all the rest. They're horrible. They need some consulting.
Yeah, I want to remind people that we, of course, have completely debunked this, and it's like rowing upstream the Niagara Falls. I mean, it's impossible. No one believes me. The white paper is, I guess, done. It hasn't been published yet, the one that our gay crusader Brian has been working on. I've read everything. I guess he's getting ready to publish it. But I don't think it matters. People have so bought into the idea that the entire Russia hates gay people. They kill gay people. You can't say you're gay or you're locked up. You're thrown in jail. None of it is true. It's based on one law which says you cannot propagandize alternative lifestyles to minors being under 13. That's it. And the Dutch, who are in general smart people, there's an entire national outrage because the king and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I think the Prime Minister, have all said they're going to Sochi, they're going to the Olympic Games. Our king loves the Olympics, and he loves going there with his wife, and they get drunk and they dance, and it's great to watch. And they love it, and they go to Holland House, and they have this big party, and he's like, yeah, I'm going, because he knows it's not true. But the country, the news, it's an outrage. He clearly doesn't care about the gay people. You're being played, people. You're being played. It's not true. Vote Ron Wyden out of office. Vote him out, liar. Moron.